deal, man. Back at you niggas edge up. First and foremost, we want to start this one off. Well, I'm gonna start this one off by calling on one of my many different attributes, which is Hare Krishna. Yeah, you know that Indian shit. Have to do that. I'm gonna tell you why. So you can check him out. He's a bad motherfucker. I'll study that. But we're gonna get back to the Paris is Burning documentary. I fucked around and went about 5 minutes over the mark and shit. Went to upload the motherfucking video last night and shit, and it wouldn't upload. Talking about the standard or some shit, blah, whatever the fuck that means. There's so many words. What I need to figure out is I can pretty much only go to like 110. I really need to give me a fucking this hour shit, man. I'm too long-winded for this shit. I can't. It's like that's like. Let me explain what I'm saying. So that shit happened. I was like, okay. I tried to trim it down. Shit still wouldn't fucking load up. Then when I went back to watch them up, so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to just do this shit again. Then when I went back to try to watch it to see where I left off at, the motherfucker wouldn't. That won't even play on the fucking laptop. Matter of fact, hold on, let me make sure. Okay, yeah. When I went back to try to, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this episode over. I went back to try to watch it. Shit wouldn't even play. This is a bullshit ass laptop. I was finna say Chromebook was trash, but the other laptop I had was Chromebook, and I was able to do 4 files. So it ain't that. It's just this particular fucking whatever the fuck. That's why you see my plight with technology. You see what I'm saying when I tell you that I never was really, it's always been a funny relationship with me and technology and shit, computers and shit. You see what I'm saying, and maybe some fucking tech whiz could figure that shit out and whatever. I'm not that, so I just still fucking have to do it. But anyway, so I don't even know what the fuck. Remember certain points and shit. So I bet so many words. I'm gonna just have to go back and watch the one I gave a photo last one. I might have to watch the whole thing because everything I said yesterday, I want to make sure I say this shit again, really, without saying it over. So I don't want to be repeating shit. But I think all I gotta do is watch the last one I do got posted on YouTube and see what I didn't say in that, and then I kind of remember certain points I hit in that last one. I can come back and do that one. But yeah, man. So we're gonna go another route right now because then I've been up all night. Cause my fucking tooth. I ain't got a good night's sleep yet. Cause my fucking tooth been this wrestling with this shit. So I wasn't finna get up, walk to the local Wi-Fi supplier and that hot ass sun for 2 hours of sleep and shit. And said just wasn't gonna do it. That couldn't fuck off energy like that. So I said, fuck it, I'll go back to, we're gonna do some summer school shit right here. Something else I want to, I'm gonna go back into what I was saying in one of the other episodes of the One World's Parallel thing. But one thing I want to first and foremost, we're gonna do the East Side High shit today. Now, before we get into that, I want to say this because I had a lively experience. What's the word I'm looking for? A rather confirming experience today. And which is, okay, first and foremost, where I'm going to start with this shit. First and foremost, let's get some shit straight. I believe in standing up. Is my shit inside, man? Ain't that a bitch? Hold on, that shit balls hold up. So yeah. First and foremost, let's get some shit straight. To whom it may concern. I operate off of the inner child thing or whatever. You know, it helps me maintain my youthful vigor and all that. You know, let me give some examples of that, and then put this right here so I can know where to, just in case I go too far off the road. But let me say this. Let me go a little bit deeper. This is summer school, by the way. We're gonna call this for summer school. You know, it might be a one-shot deal, though. I don't think we'll make too much of the episode of this shit. You know, one, maybe two, when I ain't, you know, I'm finishing the Paris thing, then you know, I fuck around and who knows. Anyway, you know, that nigga had to get out here. Anyway, so but yeah, let me explain this shit so you can understand what this shit means. Cause I had an experience, and I had an experience. Well, not experience. Stop saying it. I had an epiphany, kind of. Not really. Some shit I've been knowing, but you'll see what I'm saying. But now, let me show you some examples of that. You're like, well, how did you tap into the inner child? Well, one example I already told you is, you know, going back and revisiting things that brought you joy as a child, right? That's one thing or whatnot. But it's also a mentality. Now I think I'll give you, as opposed to giving you an example of the mentality, I'll give you the opposition, or what I would consider the opposite of that mentality. The opposite of what I do is saying shit like, well, you know, you too old to be wearing baseball caps to the side. You know, what else? Some other shit niggas be saying. Look at them, you still dressing like them youngsters. You 52 years old, you should be, you know, all that old stupid shit that don't mean a fucking thing. Let me give you another one. You too old to be listening to rap music. You don't hear that too much, but I'm quite sure some people out there that say that shit. You know, things like that, within that fucking vein. I'm gonna give you a few ones. I'm trying to think. Bear with me. You in your 40s, you still going to the club? Well, who gives a fuck? You know, just because you stop shaking your groove, that ain't no mean a nigga. You know, all those are symptoms of a motherfucker who not even. I'm not saying you can't. Maybe your perception of maturity is those things. Maybe your perception of maturity is, well, I'm gonna wear my baseball cap forward now so I can look like a square. This shit I can't do it. Not even for 10 seconds. You know, but you know, you know, when you're not too, you know, maybe your perception of maturity is, you know, I don't do the clubs no more. You know, all this shit, and that's perfectly fine. That's your prerogative or whatever. I even go as far as saying, you can say all those things and find other ways of maintaining some sort of connection with your inner child or whatever. But when you start pointing a finger at other motherfuckers and saying they should feel the same, that's when I know you're not in the time. If you was tapping your shit, you wouldn't, you know. Sometimes you niggas gotta shape up and shit out, man. Sometimes you have to sit down and ask yourself, do we really fucking matter? Cause somewhere it's a motherfucker who is doing all those things. Got his baseball cap forward. He's dressed like a fucking formal wear and all this shit. He's an asshole. Ain't hit the lick of the snake. I don't know if you niggas got the memo here, the message I've been trying to give you. That's what I've been trying to show you, nigga. That's why I come like this. You know, tank top, shorts, street attire and shit. They tell you some of the most profound shit you ever heard in your fucking life. Hands down. And you know, niggas still had a... Look, man, don't talk crazy to me blatantly or indirectly, bro. You know, I don't give a fuck who you are. What walk of life you come from. If I think you a good person or a great rapper or a good speaker or whatever the fuck you are, whatever walk you come from, you know, and you might, some of y'all, and I know some of y'all that's watching who have pretty much got what's fucking going on. You're like, yeah, that guy is who you say he is. So you probably looking at me like, well, who in the fuck would be stupid enough to be doing that shit? You have to be an asshole. You don't really care too much about yourself to be fucking with this guy in such a manner. You know, you might say, hey, he's talking, think he's just cutting on. Look, man, read this fucking book. It don't matter. If you don't believe it, first and foremost, if you pay attention to me the way you're supposed to, and you've been watching all my shit, and you still don't get it, you don't even need to be watching my shit no more. I'm not here to spend 40 hours trying to prove to you who I am and shit. You know, I give you hear it. I done that shit when I first came out. Okay, this is what it is. And I went straight to teach them up without making it about me being the whole Messiah thing and all this shit. But that's a real deal thing, bro. You need to, and I'm saying that because if you knew it, see, if I was a fucking, see, you know what I'm saying? This all, don't get me wrong, it's not relevant. I'm gonna show you how. With, you know, the audacity of these niggas, man. You would be so when you see me talking shit and posting wild shit, that's not just wild shit. It's niggas, you know. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just because you know niggas ain't, you know niggas try to say it in slick ways. You know how that is. So if the shoe fit weird, if it don't, hey, keep on going. But I'm sending you this, the audacity of niggas. You have the, you may not know who the fuck I am, but I know who I am. So me, by me knowing who I am, when a nigga who ain't, niggas, everybody think they high and mighty. I do it in dishes. So the niggas who be thinking who ain't even on my level have the audacity to even try to critique me in such a manner. I don't give a fuck who you is, bro. I'm serious. Like, I know niggas say, oh, you just, no, I'm serious. I don't care what walk of life you come from, bro. How spiritual you think you is, magic tricks, none of that shit. It's real shit. Bro, I demand respect, bro. Hands down. But I think niggas feel like since I'm easy going and you might see me on Instagram showing all the love and shit and nigga, even if you might consciously say, that ain't what's up, but subconsciously you look and you think something, you getting the wrong idea of me, bro. You know, like I said, you niggas think you niggas mistake giving props or showing love. Y'all mistake that for dick riding or nut juggling or something, but I've never been one of those. You niggas talk to some motherfuckers from where I'm from, bro, and ask them about me, my nigga. I don't know what the fuck you niggas, but I know it, because like I said, I ain't forgot. It may have been years ago. I ain't forgot how all this shit started, so don't think I'm just coming out of left field with this shit. I'm still seeing residuals. Pretty much the good majority of the fucking people pretty much just waking up or whatever. There's still little pockets of niggas that I can tell. It's like, oh, they don't pretty think this is real shit. You know, you can. That's what I'm saying. When you read the Bible, they tell you the non-believers will perish. You will see. That's I'm gonna show you how they perish. You thinking that this is bullshit, and I ain't who I say I am, and they end up doing some shit and end up getting yourself in some fucking hot water. But if you, and not only that, the whole reason for you, the whole reason you should even take what I'm saying serious when I tell you this shit is for you. See, when you hear this shit, it's one thing to come from a person, but who I am should strengthen your conviction in the information, making it more potent for you to utilize on your own time. So that's when you go back, take niggas back to the church shit. The believers and the non-believers, that's what makes being a believer, or really a knower, really you're supposed to know this, so we just keep it simple. That's what makes being a believer important. That's why they say, if you don't believe in Christ, when they tell you that if you don't believe in Christ, you will perish, that shit is real. Your ass will perish. But more, not because I say it so but I'm pushing the button to eject a nigga through the roof or no shit like that. I'm just saying, some of the words I'm trying to say is, anyway, let me keep going. Fuck that shit. But believe me when I say that. So, if the shoe fits, I advise you to, watch how you talk to me, bro. I'm not one of these niggas, man. I don't give a fuck about none of them threats and shit. None of that shit, bro. I ain't scared of the crackers. You scared of the crackers. What I'm gonna be scared of you for? If you scared of the fucking crackers, who I'm not scared of. Facts. So let's get that shit straight. I said the audacity of niggas. Niggas are. That's why I said this shit is East Side High. These niggas is. That's one aspect of what I'm saying about the East Side High shit. That's different. We're gonna get into all the different elements. I'm gonna show you how you niggas ain't nothing but high school revisited. This whole social life, just like hip hop, just dwelling as far as mainstream. Now everything is online shit. Niggas online ain't nothing but high school revisited. That's why we, first and foremost, the initial East Side High reference came from saying the whole earth is turning to East Side High, which it has, because this was originally a school and an island and things. We'll get into all that, but we're just gonna start out first. I want to do your summer school orientation. But what the fuck is going on around here? But see, this all draws back to, and you might not get it. You might not even care. You might not understand what I'm telling you, because you niggas some of you niggas act like y'all kind of, slow or some shit. But I'm going to tell you what's going on here. First and foremost, your concept of Christ, you've been given a girly man concept via religion or whatever. They took all the warrior attributes of Christ out and just gave you this whole Jesus loves us and brother, and let me heal your blind eyes, and and that's all real shit too. Don't get me wrong. Harpocross is the aspect of the love and aspect. That's why I tell you, I am the hell I love and saying that's the Harpocross aspect of me, which is where Cupid and Eros and all that shit comes from. So that's a thing too, and that's good too. Don't get me wrong. But it's an imbalance because they took that part out. That's why you want to get the real deal version of Christ, you have to go to Heru. Your boy. Heru is an ass kicker. That's why I started out shit out. Another version of him is Krishna, Harry Krishna. Go do your research on Krishna. Bad motherfucker. Yeah. One of my attributes or avatars or whatever you want to call it shit. So yeah, bad motherfucker. Not no fucking coming to kiss feet and shit either. You know. He got the love of man part too, but he, you know, when you go to the Bible, the only part of that they give you is when Jesus turned the table over and pulled the, you know, which I showed you that how they I showed you how that is was describing one of the elements of describing one of the elements of the earth coming into fruition. So, but on another level, that's true too, because when you hear him say they've turned my father's house into a den of money changers or whatever the fuck that, whatever it went, basically what they're saying is, you motherfucker, they have made, look, they said it in this book right here, there will be intruders who come and cause luxury. That's the oppressor. The house being turned into the whole thing of money changes. Basically, they're telling you that this place has been turned into a place. It used to be a school. Now it's just a place where motherfuckers only care about money and getting theirs, getting down for theirs. So when you see me, how do you factor in? When I am that nigga who comes to turn the fucking table over. How do you turn the table over? Well, I come and destroy this shit by telling you, hey, wake the fuck up. This more than life is about money, but don't get it fucked up. Get your money though, because these people don't give a fuck about you out here. I ain't gonna say that everybody got their own path, so you might say, well, you might have people, but I've seen how niggas treat you when you hit the bottom, and it's not pretty. Them talking about motherfuckers you thought would be there and was cool. It's like you go broke and niggas look at you like an alien. You think you did something, nigga. You be like, goddamn, nigga. You shit, you was cool and shit. You know, niggas looking. But at the same time, I have to pause because my situation was more than just me falling on hard time. It was a fucking smear campaign and niggas. So niggas probably looking at me crazy based off some rumors and lies and shit. But ain't nobody gonna come to my face. Well, one nigga did. And that was, even though we don't necessarily see that the way it happened was in a argument or whatever. He said some shit that confirmed what the spirit was telling me niggas was saying. See, niggas was spreading rumors and shit, but when nobody come and tell me in my face, and I was seeing subliminal shit, and I was like, them niggas really saying that? And this nigga said, I said, I knew it. That's why I trust my inner spirit. Even though I just certain shit, I don't even like even talking to niggas about, well, I got a channel and such and such. So why you get it? Well, it was in my head. Because niggas get the hard, he's crazy and hearing voices and don't understand what the fuck is going on around here. Far from crazy. No, everybody's crazy to a certain degree. I'm no more crazy than you niggas, and way less crazy if you ask me. That's another story. But get your fucking bread, man. Don't compromise yourself, but don't be no fucking, money ain't everything. It's not as, it's more than, don't let it keep you from being spiritual, but get your money, bro. Whatever hustle you can do, whatever you can try to, without stepping on nobody else's toes and fucking on nobody else, get your fucking bread, bro, because, I just keep hearing, I keep going back to Minister Society for some reason. That nigga came, them people don't give a fuck. That nigga was real free. That shit was some real shit, bro. That's why I be telling you niggas, you young niggas who, young niggas that might be listening to this, that's, fresh out of high school or still, in school or coming into your early 20s and shit. You got a crew and a clique and y'all tight and keep it that way. Be loyal. You never know when you're gonna need it. It might come to a point where the only motherfucker gonna understand you and y'all little shit is you and yours, and y'all be like, trust me. You niggas don't get into this fucking, do what you gotta do to be real niggas and honorable to each other, and don't put that greed and selfishness shit to the side. Fuck them hoes. Don't be fucking on you gotta, don't, because I know that's a big thing. Don't be letting them fucking girls, nigga fucking with a bitch, leave hey, it's his, or whatever. Or if she for the crew, make sure that's established. And if a nigga tripped in, nigga, you knew she was for the, whatever. I'm just trying to help the nigga do spurts or whatever. But I know the type of shit that bust niggas up and shit, that money and shit. I'm just saying this because it's good to have those. If you can, but like I said, we live in a time where it's hard to keep niggas together. But as he say, fuck friends because it's hard to keep niggas together. It's a classic line. But unfortunately, because I personally believe in camaraderie, but I believe in true camaraderie. Not just hanging around a bunch of niggas to say I hang around a bunch of niggas and we all fucking over each other and stabbing each other in the back and at each other's girls and all this other shit. I ain't talking about nobody in particular, my personal shit. I'm just talking about generally. This is general. This is when I look out into the world. This is what I see amongst nigga culture. So, but I'm the nigga who's coming to tell you, don't let it be about don't be just out here doing anything for no fucking bread, and stop judging people based off of fucking money and how good their job is I heard a nigga say some shit the other day. The nigga said a broke nigga is a friend of no one. And I was like, you know me, I'm a dualistic nigga, so I know how to look at shit from both angles. It was a meme. So my first impression was like, how do you mean that? What do you mean when you say that? Because on one hand, I can understand it if you're saying it like, if a nigga go broke, ain't nobody gonna want to be your friend. That's real shit. To a certain, not the situation vary. I like to be accurate as possible, so we're not gonna say that's just totally true. But all you gotta do is listen to hip hop. That's the culture, huh? Ain't that the voice of the culture? Listen to what they say in them fucking songs and shit. Yeah, that nigga broke, don't come around me and broke energy and broke you and yeah, that's our culture. Fuck, that's what it came to. I don't even think nothing. If you want to claim this shit, this new shit as the fucking culture, this shit is a far cry from where we come from. But and it ain't just the culture; it's people. Period. But old folks and shit who ain't even a part of hip hop and shit just like that. You ain't shit to you making some type of fucking money or some shit. Other than that, they look at you like you ain't shit. But that's what this shit has come to. The fucking money changes. They say intruders would come, there would be intruders that come and cause luxury. You can see that hip hop is a microcosm. As soon as the big money talk started, niggas said, fuck the talent, and you don't give a fuck if you can rap or not. You can write your own raps. As long as you got some money or look like you got some money, you're in. Hey, he's the nigga. Look at him. Why you say that? Well, look at this. He got 10 who's in jail. Nigga be like, man, such and such is better than such and such. You like, hell nah, nigga. You know that nigga speaking hotter than that nigga. Come on. He got 6 platinum albums. Money shit. That don't mean shit. You know how many niggas who got basic ass rhymes and shit that can't hold a candle to some niggas who ain't never sold 200,000 albums? Oh shit, you keep it even, just like they say you got it. We got niggas in the fucking hood who ain't even put a fuck. I'm the perfect example. Half of them niggas you be talking about, oh, he sold this man. You put me under the right circumstances and put an album together, I'll blow a nigga ass out the wall. But I ain't never sold an album in my fucking life. That's because this shit became about how much money you can conduct in this shit. That's cracker talk, commercialism. I'm all for making money off the art and using that as a way to get out of the ghetto. Or you don't even just get out of the ghetto, just be able to do something you love if you like making music and make money out of it. You can't even do that shit these days unless you're doing shows. These niggas getting too. Man, that shit is a disrespect, bro. Look, how in the fuck is you getting half a penny off a stream? Somebody's eating. I don't know about streaming shit. I at the point where this is YouTube for me, and they don't have no streaming prescription, so I don't know how that shit works. Somebody's eating off that shit though. I don't. It's more than, trust me. Each stream, I know they at least making about $5 or $10, and they only giving you 2 cents. You niggas should be been boycotted that shit. I'm not fucking with no album. I ain't signing with no record label, doing no fucking record deal with no motherfucker. If I'm only eating, if I'm eating half a penny, that don't exist. What the fuck is a half a penny, bro? You never heard of a nigga making half a penny until now. How would you make that a half a penny, bro? So that ain't that is bullshit. And you know, you make them. You have to make. That's why they got the 360 shit, because you have to. Even that's fucked up because. Okay, I'm already getting shortchanged. Niggas always got shortchanged on the album side of things. But you can go and do your shows. You know, Reebok called me and want to do some shit. That was all your money. You had to split that with the fucking label. But since music went on a financial downslide, they figured, well, we got to make up for the people who are not buying music no more, so we want a piece of everything you do. But that's the money changer thing. Before we get too hip hoppy with this shit, this is spot. But so what I'm starting to think is that, first and foremost, the mere fact that the image of Christ you've been given over all these years as a white man, I don't think you niggas got over that shit. You might not even you niggas that be talking that black Jesus shit, you think Jesus is a black man with dreadlocks and all this shit. Yeah, I never had dread in my life. But, nothing against it, but I'm just saying, that's not my thing. As a matter of fact, I remember I was talking to my ex before I got locked up. I was joking with her though. I think I'm gonna grow some dreads. I was bullshitting though. I've been doing. I can't do dreads. She said, "Hell nah, boy." Woo. But you know, the whole while outside of past life incarnations that I've had, you don't really know what the fuck Christ is supposed to look like. The original version of him is Horus. And before it became anthropomorphic, see, first and foremost, outside of me, it just never takes the gender thing. Horus is your fucking soul. So don't ever forget that. I'm here to get, if ever there was something for me to be here for, is to help you understand that. Outside of just looking at me as who I am, which I am who I am. But the original version, it was just the bird, because at first everything was represented by the animals. The human shit came later. So first Isis and Tara written out there was the hippopotamus, Ptah the dung beetle. Keep that in mind, Ptah, Peter, that's what you get into. I ain't forgot, hold that thought, but and then it grew into the anthropomorphic thing, which is the human mixed with the animal thing, whatever. And when it came to Christ, it was the man of the body of a man and the head of a hawk or a falcon. But that was a part of the fucking, I don't want to say that word. I don't like even talking like nigga. I was going to say psyop, but I don't even listen to the nigga. You picking up on shit. I don't even like that word. But like I said, I don't like it, but I just, so that's how crazy it is. See, you know, you hear that shit, you pretty much in the realm of consciousness. But this fucking new world, this generation is so, at times, I don't want to just at times this shit can be so pathetic. I don't even want to identify with the new slang niggas. And I believe in keeping up with. Like I say, I'm not some nigga just shriveling up and getting old and fuck them young niggas. And I root for you niggas. I want to root for you. I want to be. I'm here for you niggas. But I am not here for the shenanigans. I am not for niggas masquerade. Believe that shit. And there's a lot of that going on. From the old niggas to the new niggas. This shit gets so ridiculous to the point that where I don't even want to be identified with the fucking slang. You niggas make the slang look bad. That's why I was saying that when I brought up this shit about the pretty privilege and passenger princess and all that shit. It's like it's pretty privilege is bullshit. I don't like the connotations of that. That's the end of like white privilege. You're just saying pretty privilege. But the passenger princess shit, that was kind of that phrase kind of caught a straight because I get that, your girl on the side of you, whatever, but just in this fucking, but even that's what I'm saying. This shit is so fucked up now. When I hear passenger princess, I don't know, the fucking girls of the day feel so entitled. That shit make me feel like they saying, it could just mean, I'm the princess on the passenger side. But when it comes from this generation, the girls be talking like they so entitled. It's them like, to me that comes out, you hear passenger princess, I hear, drive me, bitch, you're my driver. I'm the passenger princess. I'm like a nigga driving this Daisy or something. And that's what I'm saying. This is that's how I know this shit is when it's foul, because that's not, very well may not be what the fuck they saying when they say this shit, but the generation of girls that it arrived out of are a bunch of entitled motherfucking women, or girls, or whatever you want to call them. But I just get to the point I don't even want to talk like these niggas. We see what the slang is in 5 years or something. Maybe niggas brighten up with some shit and knocking, but this is certain shit I just don't even want to talk like these niggas. But yeah, man. I think one of the reasons why some of these stupid niggas still can't get the memo is they have these images or these whatever fucking images of what they think. First and foremost, even some of the best in the game, but I understand because we all thought it was just. I can understand why niggas didn't even think I was coming back or coming, or whatever. However you want to look at the shit. I heard some of the best of them say, well, that shit. That Jesus coming back shit ain't crack. Well, let's say crack. Hey, well, let's stick to the real shit. Fuck, let's just get away all the shit that you was. Even though I can show you some shit about that too, but I'm just using that as an example because that's what niggas say. Jesus ain't coming back. That's bullshit and all this old shit. Heard the best of them say that shit, and then I find out why these niggas didn't. Which I didn't expect nobody to really know. They said he'd come like a thief in the night, so I can't be mad at a nigga for thinking that. Plus, all the bullshit we've been fed in regards to what Christ is and all that shit, it'll make a motherfucker like, it'll make you just stay stuck at Christ is just the soul of all of us. There ain't no man coming back, but that's bullshit. I'm right here. One of the reasons why it may be hard for you to compute that is because the images outside of the niggas who just thought that, they wasn't coming back out, a nigga wasn't coming back out or whatever. The images you've been fed of him, and then when you don't think of Jesus as a warrior. You think of him as some fucking nigga with some sandals, a white boy with some sandals on. Even the whole him getting strung up on the cross and shit was bullshit. That's propaganda. That comes from, they got you confused. the true Christ, if you look at the Heru story, he go through his battles, get his wounds, and he kicks ass. He don't go out. You get the Bible, this nigga he get hung on the cross and die and all this shit. That's not the real story. The crucifixion and the real shit is the put like it's the Osiris. The tack cross and all that shit is sacred to Osiris. But they got this shit in reverse. Let me put it this so we won't be all personal about this. This wide the spectrum because making it show you how this shit represents the collective. If you believe that a nigga supposed to come get strung up on a cross, then basically what you saying is the oppressor, the evil, or whoever the fuck running this shit right now, wins the ball game and walks away. That's what they tell you in that shit. Unless you understand Revelations, or even Revelations is more so about the creation story. So they got you thinking Revelations is and it might be some end time event shit in there, or end of the age. That shit too. It ain't true. You end of the world niggas. That's even bullshit. But it's an end of a version of the world. But the crucifixion story in the Bible comes from the shit that we supposed to redeem ourselves from. The shit we supposed to get revenge for. Not the end. You dig what I'm saying? So when you put it in terms of black people, that's why they was hanging niggas from trees and burning crosses and all that shit back in those days. The Osiris being mutilated and all that shit, that's everything we did not already been through. That's where the whole sacrifice, crucifixion shit comes from. They got the shit all jumbled up on purpose to fuck you up, to keep you from being in the right state of mind of what the fuck is going on around here, as they always do. Misdirection. Which keeps you in a state of hopelessness, subconsciously, because you don't see your fucking rise. You don't see, because all they giving you is that Heru comes back, go through his shit, and then kicks ass and redeems everything. Not no fucking dying on the cross and that's the thing or whatever. So to believe that shit is to say the real shit is slavery and all our hardships and all that shit that we went through coming up to this point was the Osiris being mutilated and all that shit. This is the fucking resurrection. The end is the resurrection of him through us rising up and out of all that shit. Ignorance being one of them. All this dumb shit that we doing, or lack of knowledge, just the concept of putting money over, making money the most important thing over knowledge and information and shit. Rising out of that type of shit. Even that's crucifixion. The shit that keeps us divided. That's why his body was divided. We were divided as people. And we said, we need to stick together. Now it's one deep. Fuck them niggas. That's because you were divided like Osiris. Go get my boy name, my boy African right now. I ain't gonna so get straight fucking now. Where that book at? And show you the real shit. I didn't referenced it before, but I put it in your face again. Yeah, I'm seeing what the motherfuckers did. I don't know about the rest of you niggas. And taking it on a personal level, Osiris or the crucifixion is the crucifying of your old self. This shit all happened in a life. It's a collective version of it. Man, that fucking book. African origins of man, shit ain't never fucking needed. Ancient Egypt, Light Africa, if I'm not mistaken. I hope that's I'm not. Man, what the fuck is my book here, man? Probably under it. Anyway, I'll find it. But go get the fucking book. He breaks the shit down perfect in the book. Naim Akbar, Ancient Egypt, Light Africa. Go get this here. ancient light from ancient Africa, Dr. Naeem Akbar. And you will see what I'm talking about. On another level, on your personal, as your personal own Hebrew or Horus, it's the crucifying of the old you, or basically growing into a new version of you, or growing into a new understanding of life, or yourself. Basically going from being dumb, deaf, and blind to getting out of yourself. The dumb, deaf, and blind you is the Osiris version of you. That's the past version of you. But you don't have to. But the resurrection of Heru is also the manifestation of the Father as well, because he is. That's why Jesus said, "I am the Father," and one all this shit. You don't have to do totally, which goes back to the inner child thing. Just because you grow up don't mean you have to. Certain shit you leave in the past, but it's certain shit you can bring with you. Anything that's, what they say, I was a child, I did childish things or small shit like that, kind of like that thing. Obviously, I'm not good with Bible verses and all this shit, but childish things or things that are just change the verbiage. Immature shit you leave in the past. The shit you can bring from your childhood that's innocent or won't have you out here looking like a jackass, bring this shit on with you. The bullshit you leave it in the past, let it die. So you can become a better person, which would be for Heru. Ultimately, it pertains to knowledge itself, and you can. You don't have to keep it there with the. You can even expand that into other aspects of your life. But ultimately, you want to go from a kid not knowing shit, just running around here as a baby, to growing into, proper knowledge and shit. So. That's why you still got some people running around here talking about concentration camps and you listen to these people and you think, which I feel is I don't know, man, let me not go there, but anyway, you listen to some of these guys, man, and you just be like, well, what the fuck are we doing this for? Because according to you, we ain't gonna never prosper. The shit you talking, it's never. When is so many words? I guess I'm trying to say. When did we get to the fucking good part? When does the good news come in? Or do you not believe it is a better part to this shit? So we just supposed to stay stuck in this shit? I don't believe so. Not fuck believe. I know we not. I'm the fucking symbol of the fact that we don't supposed to stay stuck in no motherfucking suffrage. So when I look at the world and nobody's talking like we have a chance of rising, I mean, what the fuck am I doing here? You niggas, what the fuck am I going through all this shit I'm going through for? If I didn't come back down here to get my ass whooped, or, hey, the Messiah's back, I just came back to get my ass whooped with y'all and keep it, no, dude. I should come back for that. He just talking. Something else too. Remember when I told you niggas? You probably don't. I hope people that this might sound. Trust me, this is not egotistical when I say this. I'm saying this for a reason. People who hang on to my every word, you might see. You can't even say that to one of these street punks or shit like that. They go, oh, he's a dick rider. That's a dick rider movement. No, don't listen to that dumb shit. That's not what I'm saying. That's why you always hear me saying shit about Bobby, because me remembering everything this nigga, it's always a learning moment. And so anytime I see something, I can see something, but damn, nigga, Bobby said that. It confirms the information. It's hard to try to explain. But anyway, but in this context, let me put it another way. If you pay close attention, you take this shit serious, you will probably remember when I told y'all, and I think it was about you probably have to refresh your memory, but it was about probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I said, I didn't fall. You hear this shit about falling angels. Like, no, I didn't fall. Uh, Real niggas, we didn't fall. Even when I said it, I was breaking down how the sun, when the sun comes from in the creation process, when the sun is coming back down to the center of the earth. I was like, that's not falling. That's the hawk soaring back down. The fall, like, so when you see me, I didn't. When you say fall, you talking like some haphazard shit. What's going on? And it feels like that because you have to regain your memory when you get down here. But it's not a fall. Came down here, it's a motherfucker coming down here with a purpose and just having to wake up and remember the purpose. You might feel like you failed, or even if you want to say you failed, you failed on purpose. But I got the fucking scholarship. I just bumped into. I've been had the book. But I just saw this part in it, or it just popped out. I think what it was. I don't know. I'm gonna show you. You think I'm bullshitting? Pretty much, some of the words. I don't even know if I read this part or not. But when I told y'all that, it didn't come. I wasn't thinking about that book. It was coming from inner me. And then I read this book, read Jeffrey Burton Rose's The Devil Book, and the nigga say the shit in the fucking book. Anyway, with all that being said, what I'm trying to say is, I don't know if you niggas, if it's that version of that Pie Baker version they gave you, that nigga make y'all think, subconsciously got you like, oh, that nigga ain't, because niggas, I don't really give a fuck about niggas' opinions, bro. To a certain degree, I'm not gonna sound like a fuck. I take everything in and weigh it and all that shit. But ultimately, bro, I don't give a fuck how much I. Just like the rap shit, don't think because you see me post a nigga song on my Instagram that I'm trying to. I love music, bro. So much to the point where sometimes I post some shit from a nigga. I might not even like the nigga. Or I pretty much agree with the nigga whole get down. It's very rare I do that, but I post the shit. And nigga might say something that I understand, and I would post this shit just to say, hey, yeah, I might even fuck with Buddy, but that was on point. Kind of like this Star Trek episode I saw. They had the fucking, whoever the enemy was that day on the fucking ship or whatever, where they were, first it was the enemy, then they tried to take over the ship, some old shit, something happened. And I think Kirk and one of the other guys from the Star Trek Enterprise was talking. Kirk was telling the other guy what he admired about the antagonist of that particular episode. So, Kirk was shining a highlight on his, on the shit that he admired about the guy. The other guy was like, I'm paraphrasing, so I can't remember exactly what he said, but the other guy was like, so he's saying he's a great man? He's like, no, I'm not saying that. He's like, just because we're at odds don't mean it's, there's not, he doesn't have admirable qualities that I feel are admirable, to paraphrase what he was saying. But stupid niggas be so black and white, they don't even understand you can learn, that's like fucking one of the old movies where you beat the nigga ass and take his power and shit. It's like that, you know what I'm saying? One of the movies where sci-fi movies and shit, you kick a nigga ass and take his power and shit. Oh, I like that move. I'll use that. Let me kick your ass first, but I'm gonna use that move later on another nigga. I ain't know about that move, but it's kind of like that type of shit. So, so the point I'm trying to make is, I'm saying that because I don't want people to confuse me and think just because I post a motherfucking song. And some guys, most of the time I post some shit, most of the time I don't I try not to post shit from motherfuckers who I don't particularly who do shit that I don't fuck with or whatever. But the music is music. You don't have to be a nigga that I like to make music that is jamming. Just because the music jam, I mean, I'm necessarily listen to it. I ain't one of them niggas. We hear fucked up nigga, but I'm still listen to it because the music. No, I'm not gonna listen to shit. But if it come across my plate somehow, oh, that boy jamming. Fuck him though. I don't fuck that nigga. But so I don't get it fucked up. But that's one thing. It's like I'm gonna give you another example. You go to Cali, man, them Crips and Bloods and shit, they listen to each other's music. I ain't talking about right now, things are probably a little bit more calmed down than it was in the 80s and the 90s. But Crips listen to Bloods and Bloods listen to Crips. And shit, despite, and these niggas was killing each other, or whatnot. And I said it to say, you have to, you might be saying, he just talking. No, that shows you the power of music. That shows you real niggerism. How you can put your bias to the side when it comes to talent. Not saying that's trash just because you don't fuck with a nigga politics or whatever. The whole wow, your heart, that shit really banging, but I'm not gonna, I'd just rather not say nothing. And somebody asks, oh yeah, jam, but I don't fuck with guys like that, so whatever. No, you don't get me fucked up, but some simple nigga out here. But just to keep the confusion down, I don't really, try not to provoke niggas shit that I don't fuck with like that. And even that is, you just never know what niggas. I damn it don't want to post music no more. Even the guys you like, shit they probably don't like them. You just don't know it. Posting, this nigga, listen to nigga all my life. And this mother shit come up. That nigga did what? Man, I've been listening to this shit all this time, and you been a fuck nigga. Oh man, you broke my heart, sonny. You broke my heart. So man, you just never know with this goofy rap shit. You niggas. I tell you, but that music industry turn niggas' minds to mush. But yeah, so don't ever get me fucked up, nigga. But I get that shit straight, just in case. But but yeah, don't get it twisted, my nigga. I'm not friendly. I'm friendly, but not friendly. What I mean by that is, I believe in getting along, and I'm not friendly in the sense of it. So when y'all niggas say friendly, y'all basically said, oh, the nigga soft. I'm not that there, but I'm just not gonna sit around here and go out my way and not do certain shit. I know when I'm doing some shit that one of these Joe Rockhead niggas will perceive as, or will make one of them niggas perceive me as soft or whatever. But I'm not gonna go out of my way and not do what I would do just because you don't get it or whatever. That comes with the territory of not giving a fuck about what these motherfuckers think. Because you be around here worried about niggas' opinions, and then you find out they ain't shit, they got damn stuff. So I don't get too much into that. Fuck them. Now I'm gonna say this, ending like this, and we'll come back. See, the inner child thing, bro. People get that shit twisted and start thinking that means you are a child, or trying to treat you like a child or some shit, or basically what I want to say was, hey man, I'm not no motherfucking child, bro, or no, I'm a grown man. Don't get it twisted. That goes from whomever it may concern. That's why I say, remember I told you the story about when I was at the gig. And me and one of the guys, or I guess you can call him a supervisor, whatever. Something went wrong with some shit. I think I did something wrong on the paperwork or some shit happened. And this motherfucker grabbed my hand and started pulling me like I was a kid to go show me the paperwork or some shit. And this nigga, I had to process. I say, oh, I get it. I'm little and shit. Then he Iranian and shit, so he don't even, I might not present myself as a aggressive guy, so he just probably think like, this is he looking at me like I'm little and shit. And I'm like, hey, this nigga must think I was flabbergasted. So when he grabbed me, he kind of pulled me, so I stepped one step. And I, oh man, what the fuck wrong with this nigga? But I said, this bitch ass nigga really think I'm a kid, maybe because I'm short or something. Bullshit, you not. I read into some shit today talking about Ptah. One of the attributes of Ptah is he was often mistaken as a child. I say, see, I knew it. These motherfuckers be thinking I'm a fucking a kid. I of the childhood innocent shit or whatever, but don't get that fucked up. Nobody. Nobody. I'm not. I'm not a child. Don't treat me like no fucking child, bro, or perceive me as one. And maybe it is the way I tap into my inner child and exude that makes people mistake that for. So they respond to me in whatever form they respond. They probably respond to me as like I'm a child. Like, oh motherfucker, don't talk to me like I'm a motherfucking kid, nigga. I'm your fucking child, nigga. Niggas just fucked up. We won't leave it right there. But I saw the shit. Get the book. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Y'all niggas be easy. I'll be back. Peace.